true generation defining games won't make their way over to the PlayStation 5 until 2022. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Thank you for stopping by. If you're new here and you enjoy what you see throughout this video, hey, maybe consider subscribing to help my channel grow. I just reached 1,000 subscribers and I'm really excited about that. I can't thank you guys enough for the support that you've been showing me over the last couple of months. I've been making YouTube videos for about 3.5 years now, I'd say. It's taken me a long time to get to this point. So I'm very, very grateful for all of your support. And I will be doing a giveaway in the near future. So just make sure to stay tuned for that. It won't be a massive giveaway. It'll be something small, probably, as I am not that big of a creator, but definitely stay tuned if you're going to be interested in that. Anyways, let's jump into this. So as we know, with the announcement of the PlayStation 5, Sony started off by saying that they believe in generations, making people believe that no PlayStation 5 games were going to be coming to the PlayStation 4. And then they went back on that, and we've already seen PS5 games coming to the PS4, like Spider-Man, Miles Morales. And now we're getting a further glimpse into when we will start to see solely PS5 games not coming to the PS4, and it looks like this won't happen until 2022. Now, Jim Ryan reiterated their belief now that games are going to be cross-generational with the PS4 and the PS5. He was talking to a Russian news agency, and he said here that there are around 114 million PS4s in the world. The number of those who transfer to the PS5 initially, if you keep in mind, is a small number. But for us, the PS4 community is going to remain incredibly important, certainly for 2020, 2021, and 2022, because in those years, there will be a larger PlayStation community. I would translate that into saying, we initially believed in generations, but then we sat back and saw there are over 100 million PS4s in the wild, and just kind of getting rid of and giving up on those PS4s would make us lose a ton of money and miss out on a bunch of revenue that we could be having. But then this goes on to talk about that truly next generational games for the PS5 won't be coming until 2022. This here saying, history will tell you that it's in the second or third year that the developers really hit their stride. Developers typically need a little bit of time to familiarize themselves with the hardware, but it's probably 2022 that you're going to see some of the wonderful things in the same way that it was 2015 or 2016 for the previous generation, when the generation defining game started to be published. Now, this makes tons of sense. I 100% think this is what's going to be like. Again, I've been saying in a lot of my videos that we're gonna have to wait a while before we get those real next generation games. We've been seeing stuff come out, comparisons between the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, and people are thinking that these are the true benchmarks of how these consoles are going to perform going forward, but that's very far away from the truth. I mean, these consoles haven't even begun to tap into the amount of power that they're going to be able to have and then produce from their games. And we have things like the Xbox Series X, who has a development kit that is far behind. Developers got it late, so developers have had even less time with the Xbox Series X, so it may be even longer before we start to see of that console. But I mean, this is all going to be up to the developers, how well they grasp the GDKs, how well they understand the dev environments for these consoles, and what they're going to be able to produce from that. So right now we know Horizon 2 is going to be a cross-generational game coming out in 2021. Ratchet & Clank The Rift Apart is supposedly only a PS5 game. And then we have Returnal also coming out in 2021, which is a third-person action shooter game. We don't know if that's going to be cross-generational, but there's a high chance that it will be. Gran Turismo 7 coming out in 2021. Probably will be cross-generational if we're basing it off of this. And then the big one that is supposedly releasing in 2021, which is God of War Ragnarok. A lot of people are wondering if that's going to be cross-generational on the PS4 as well. Now, that game, I'm skeptical that it's going to come out in 2021, even though they've said it's coming out, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I just am skeptical if that game is going to be fully finished by 2021, because that's going to be a massive game for Sony. And if it got delayed until 2022, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But when looking at those games, it's interesting because Ratchet & Clank The Rift Apart looks amazing, and that's a game I'm really, really excited for. But that's not even going to be a generation-defining game, and it's only going to be on the PS5, at least from what we know for now. And then, like I said, the big one is God of War Ragnarok. If that only comes out on the PS5, I think that would be generation defining, considering how good the other God of War game was on the PS4, but it may be cross-generational or it may be pushed until 2022. Like I said, that's what I think is going to happen, but we will have to wait and see. But this is a really large backpedal by Sony, where in starting off saying that they believe in generations and now saying they're going to support the PS4 at least all the way until 2022. And it makes sense. I mean, business wise, it makes sense. You're not going to just ignore 100 million plus PS4s that are out in the wild and all the money you can make off of that. It's funny though, because I'm surprised initially they came out and even said that they believed in generations and then had to backpedal, because you think logically you wouldn't even make that marketing blunder at the very start, knowing how many PS4s have been sold. But hey, that's what it is, and that's kind of been like a running joke with the PlayStation 4 and believing in generations. And for me personally, overall, I have no problem really with the cross-generational thing, because it just gives more people access to play these really good, amazing games. It will hold back potentially the next-gen games for a little bit, but I mean, they can still make a differentiating game on the PS5 and the PS4, on the Xbox Series X and the Xbox One. But at the end of the day, the more people that get to enjoy the games that are being put out, the better it is. Anyways, guys, that's it for me. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Do you think God of War is going to be cross-generational? What do you think about Sony's complete backpedal on believing generations and now supporting cross-generational all the way to 2022? Thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you dislike it, hit that thumbs down button. I really appreciate all your support, and really awesome to hit 1,000 subscribers. I'll catch you in the next video.